Ooh, second time lucky. Let's do this. It is Wonderful Wednesday with internet issues, and that's okay, right? We are going to have some fun with Hobby Haven tonight. Now, I know I shared this with you a little while ago, but I wanted to make another card with it because when I shared the paper, I'm not sure whether I shared the artwork that I made with it. So I thought we would do that tonight. So this is Hobby Haven. It is such cute paper. It really is. If you don't remember what it looks like, I'll show you. I'll just share the sweet contents for a start, and I'm going to share the stamp set, which is here. You're the best. So happy to have you in my life. Friends like you are golden. Deep breath. You've got this. You deserve all of the good thoughts. Then you've got some cute stars. This is the coordinating die set. Love that. So obviously this tag is that one. This one is this one. You have a little arch. I love it because that would also coordinate with the arched die sets, those stacking dies that we've got. And then the two squares, and I'm going to use these tonight on my artwork. You have coordinating like this leafy image. This also reminds me of seaweed as well. So you could use it on a beach page. And then these four dies here, you've got two curved and then two rectangular. They have tiny little holes in them. So these two are the long curved end sliced slits so that you can put ribbon through them, you know, like a wider ribbon. And then you've got two that are holes. These two already come with holes. So these two obviously would fit in the top of this die. And then these two curved dies would fit in the arch or in that large die that has the two curved ends. And let me just show you them again. So, because I have them here for you to show you. This is the stamp set. You're the best. Friends like you are golden. I love this little star cluster. I really do. So you can see them. They're a clear acrylic stamp, photopolymer stamp. Here are those dies. And then, as I say, you can see those dies that I have here that would fit in the ends, or the two rectangular ones fit up in the top. So you've got a choice. You can fit it inside your die as you're cutting it, or you can cut your die and then fit your the whole punching die to the top of it when you're done. So it's entirely up to you how you use them. I use these two stacking ones, as I said, on this project today. So this suite also comes with the stripe ribbon, chevron ribbon. Chevron ribbon. Love a chevron ribbon. So it is the garden green and white skinny chevron ribbon. So it ties fabulous little bows, and I've already gone ahead and tied mine. And then dots. We love dots now. Where did Sarah put the dots? They are here, cunningly disguised. We will find them. We're going to be using them, so we'll find them before the end of the class. They're probably buried under the paper, to be honest with you. Okay, so when you look at the paper, you can see you've got two sheets that are all images, and I went ahead and I cut mine out. So I just punched them all out. I didn't even need to cut them. So these just are all punch out. So you've got painting, you've got coffee, you've got spa items. There's a whole row of little gems. There's sewing. Look, here's the little tailor's mannequin. Here are the spa products. There are books. There are plants. All sorts of. There's painting. There's a coffee cup, all sorts of different images, and these are all punch out dies. I absolutely love it when I don't have to cut something out. I really, really do. And then I know I showed you some of the paper, and some of the paper I've actually used ahead of time. So bear with me with the partial sheets, right? As I say, all of this suite, $77.50. It was an online item only, so you can't see this in print anywhere. 167214 is the reference number, and it gets you all of that fabulosity. So look at this cute cooking page. So all things in the kitchen. Here's your espresso machine and mittens for the oven, icing nozzles and bags and cups and pie plates, cookies, mixers, a little kettle and a recipe book. On the back of that, as you know, you've always got a nice neutral. Here's the sewing page, love, with your iron, you've got yarn, you've got drawing and painting, scissors, you've got circular needles, crochet hooks, you know that talks to me, sewing machines, all sorts of fun items. Now, do you have to use this as it is? You don't have to. You could absolutely take a pair of scissors. I know you have a sewing machine in those dies, but if you needed extra, you could always cut around these little bobbins of thread or the scissors. You have a little pattern here. My mum used to make me all of my clothes as I was growing up, which we absolutely love. And then look at this, rickrack. Who remembers rickrack? And that's what it was called in England. I assume it was called the same here. It was that zigzag trim, or sometimes it was slightly curved on the edges. And I had dresses that had rickrack on it. Nothing screams 1960s, 1970s fashion like rickrack. Give me some loving, give me some a thumbs up or some hearts if you agree with that. You have a tape measure. All of these items, super easy to hand trim out. There's a little thimble and some more spools of thread there. Love them, absolutely love them. We have a reading page. Look at this. Oh, the back of the other paper is the blue dot. You have reading. Now, some of these images I actually cut out earlier. I cut out the stack of books, and I also, did I use that stack of books? I'm not sure whether I did. I cut it out and then I wasn't sure whether I was going to use it. But there's another sheet, and it had a book that was open with a cup on it, and I'll show you that in a minute. And I hand trimmed that out as well. That's the back of that one. So all books and reading lamps. Here, love this. Love, 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 love. This is all plants, and here's a shelf with plants on. Again, now this plant here, I hand cut out. Okay, because I specifically wanted this plant. So that is that plant there that I hand trimmed out of a sheet earlier. And then you've got spar. I showed you all the jars with the spars. Oh, Wendy's saying you call it rickrack as well. Oh, beautiful. Hey, look at this. All of the words, right? Spa day. How about a day at the spa? Oh, love that. And the back of that is that beautiful watercolor diagonal line as well. So lots of little images and ways to use this paper. So what did I do with them? So I made 3 single layouts with it. And when you purchase, oh, look, there are the dots. Those are the embellishments. I told you they were here. In early espresso, pecan pie, you've got the blue, which it doesn't tell me what it is, and then cherry cobbler. I'll tell you that in a minute. Is it Misty Mountain? Misty Moonlight, it could be. Anyway, it's a very pretty blue. It very well is. Anyway, what did I do with it? I made 3 double layouts. Very easy to make all 3 of these into double layouts if you wanted to. Plus, you know that when you purchase the suite from me, I will send you the cutting and instruction guide for free. You get it as a PDF. It's multi-pages, 20, 30 pages, depending on the layouts, all detailed, all with complete measurements. So here we go. I did a cooking page, I did a reading page, and then I did a sewing page. So those are my 3 pages. Easy to duplicate them. Just mirror them and you can duplicate these pages very, very simply. Okay, let's play because let's just get on with it. Okay. So I already cut my card base and I already cut my pieces. I'm going to give you measurements. So while I'm edge distressing this card base, grab yourself a pen and a piece of paper. If this is your first time watching me, welcome. I'm the Crazy Brit. It's always Chaos. Chaos is my middle name. I'm not Sarah Caroline. I'm Sarah Chaos. So a bit of both. Okay. So I always try to give you all of the page or paper piece measurements, so you can jot them down, and then when you can recreate your card as it is. Okay, card base, regular card base, 5.5 by 8.5. That's Goten Go, Kokero, Hachiten Go, Dozo, Arigato, Ashiteru, for my Japanese friends who are watching. So it's a standard card size, 5.5 by 4.25 when you folded it in half. All right, you can see I cut out some of that adorable plant and relaxing. This reminds me of being in a greenhouse or just in a very calm space in your home. This piece is 5.25, 5.25, Goten ni Go Dozo by 4 inches, 4 inches dozo. All right, this is the back of it, super cute. We're not using that side right now, we're using the floral side, okay? And I'm just going to center that on my base. Okay, I'm using the seal and stick. All right. Okay, we'll just center that, and that gives me that beautiful little white border around the edge. I love to do that. I really do. I prefer to have a little border. It's almost like a little frame. Okay, I have a piece of pretty peacock cardstock. This piece is 2.5 inches by 4.25. So that's Ni Tengo Kokeru Yon Tenigo Dozo. So 4.25. Or 4.25 by 2.5. Okay, and I'm going to put it about there. And you're going to go, Sara, you're covering up all the plants. Yes, I know. But you can still see all this greenery around the edge. So that is where it's going to go. Because I like it, right? We like it. So a little way in from the edge, probably, I don't know, 1/4 inch in from the edge of your paper, and about equal distance top and bottom. This is your card if you make it, so you can put it wherever you like, to be honest with you. All right, so I love this embossing folder. For the longest time, I didn't get it, and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure, do I need it, do I need it, do I need it? Yes, absolutely you do. I love the dotted circles. So it's a big die, okay? So this obviously won't run through your mini machines. It's going to run through the Stampin' Up! Embossing machine. And I have a piece of paper, which is obviously a lot smaller, because remember, when you have a very large image, you don't have to use the whole image every time. You can use just part of it. And the fact that I'm using a smaller piece of cardstock, I can move it around to get the area of embossing that I want. So I could have put it down here and had my pattern just coming down like this. So you can absolutely choose where you want. You could have centered it. I offset it, as you can see. You could put it up in the, you can move it wherever you want. You can also use both sides of it. People think that you can only use the raised side, but absolutely not. This is the embossed side. If you turn it that way, it's debossed. And then all of the images go down into it. So this is concave, this is convex, and we're using the convex side. Look at me with all my big words tonight. That and rickrack, right? I know. So this piece is 2.25 by 3.75. So 2.25 by 3.75. Nite Nigo Kokeru Santen Nanago Dozo. All right. And I'm going to offset it just a little bit like that. So this is going to be about 1/2 inch, and we're going to have about 1/4 inch top and bottom. Okay. So I'm going to use my liquid adhesive for this. Why? Because I do not want to squish any of my embossed areas, right? So this is going to go about there, die tie, approximately like that. Okay, and it gives me some texture. You know, Cyrus, we love a good texture moment, right? Amongst the chaos. Okay, so that is Early Espresso, just as an FYI. I'm also going to use Early Espresso classic stamping pad. All right, and then here are those 2 dies. I told you I cut them out already. Okay, so we are going to use that Early Espresso ink. Okay, and I just need to bring it closer because Sarah's eyes, right? You're the best. You're simply the best. And you get free singing with my glasses. They're like, no, don't let us sing. All right. So we're going to use 3D foam tape. You know we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. Again, if you've never watched one of my tutorials live, if it doesn't have 97 layers of 3D foam tape on it, Sarah probably didn't make it. Okay, so we'll just put, some of it I've added the foam tape to the background already. So you're the best. Okay, and we're going to layer this up on here like so. And I'm going to line up the holes at the top. Now, usually when I'm putting tags on a card, so again, I need it to get it so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, due for an eye test, right? Usually I offset them like that, so they look like swinging tags. Hi, Victoria. But I'm actually layering them up. So again, you've got this same concept, this same idea, okay? Where we've overlapped and we have a little bit of the colours hanging out around. Again, we've got a little bit of the colour hanging around, and we're going to offset it something like that. All right, let's bring back all of my embellishments that we're using so I know where they are. I've already gone ahead and I've tied my bow using that chevron ribbon that I just showed you, and then let me pull up the rest of the pieces. Okay, because again, there's some explaining to do. All right, so I explained that I cut this out of the paper sheet, yes? I also cut this piece. Here's that book with that cup that I showed you, that again, I cut out of the paper. And I've gone ahead and I've added, oops, my Stampin' Dimensionals to the back, all right? Now, this lamp was one of those punch-out pieces that I showed you right at the beginning. I already used one of them on the layout, and then here is the second. And I actually did take my scissors and I trimmed that white edge just a little bit smaller, all right? Here is the leaf. Again, this leaf is a punch-out piece, but I'm going to do the same thing. So if I was putting this on a completely white background, I wouldn't be mad about the amount of white that you're seeing. But I just want to trim it just a little closer to the image. So you remember, you're going to turn your, oops, my nails are long and my hands are cold, so the paper is slippery. You're going to turn your paper, not your scissors, all right? So I'm just trimming out just some of that extra white. You can absolutely do this, and it makes your image a little bit smaller. Now, am I cutting out on the colour line of the leaf? No, I'm still leaving some of that white edge. You don't notice the white if there's only a little bit. Your eye is drawn to the colour, so it makes your image pop, all right? Just take the garbage out. So you can see on the little plant in the pot that is on the desk already, that has a little bit of the white background on it. I'm not cutting all of it out. I'm not making life difficult for myself. I'm just cutting some of it off, all right? There we go. Okie dokie. I'm also going to add some 3D foam tape up here at the top, and we're going to use some of this skinny border because you know me, waste not, want not, in the words of my mother. We never want to waste any 3D foam tape, right? And I'm only putting it at the top. I'm not putting it at the bottom, and I'm going to cut another piece, and I just want this to be a skinny piece. Ooh. Apparently skinny pieces with these nails is not an option. Yes, it is. There we go. So I apologize if for not seeing you yesterday. You probably saw the photo of my little grandson with the knees, which is what he calls all four-legged animals, because we're going to build this up from right to left. Let's put this down first. And again, I'm going to use the liquid adhesive. So we're just going to squidge it on, okay, because it will stick to those layers. I want to come down just a little bit. There we go. Let's come in a whisker. There we go. So again, it's about 1/4 of an inch either side. Let's just slide it across and we'll just press it gently. Because a horse says knee, not neigh, anything with 4 legs are knees. So deer are knees, giraffes are knees. He's so cute. All right, here we go. So here is my book with my cup. And I'm going to put that along the bottom like so. All right. So yes, I'm building this backwards. I'm going to put my lamp in next. And just making sure that I don't cover my words, right? Beautiful. Okay, I know I'm going to pop this up. I'm just trying to decide which way I want it, whether I want it popped up all the way along. I know I want the bottom flat and I want the top popped up, so it looks like it's curved forwards. Okay, it's just giving that illusion. Okay, and then we'll put a smidge of the liquid adhesive at the bottom. Why are we using liquid adhesive? Because obviously it will go down into the lumps on the embossed piece. All right, and now holding it in place, and I'm just going to peel off that backing. We pick up all the pieces later. They're everywhere. All right, and then we're going to just slide this one so it looks like it's coming out. Ah, I love this. Love it, love it. Can you see how easy this little card is? It's not a difficult card. It really isn't. And it's all these little details that, oops, let's just slide it under there, that make all the difference. So go on, move over. It's caught. I've caught it on the cardstock. There we go. Yeah. So again, it's flat here, but it's coming up, so it looks like it's spreading out. Okay, I know I had that little bow. Can you see it? No. You're like, sorry, you just had it. I know. I'm a menace to society. Never mind, we can tie another one. Look at that. And as soon as I come off the phone, it will be on the floor or on my lap. You know that's going to happen. So it gives me the excuse to tie another one for you. Okay, make a loop. Go around. Push the loop through, just like you're tying. And the trick is, remember, answer me together, pull from the back. Don't pull from the front or pull from the tails. So you pull from the back, which tightens the knot. And then your tails, you can just trim off. Let me just trim that bit off there. Okay, there we go. Try and keep the bits off the floor. And we are going to put that piece there. So looking for my adhesive pouch. Look at me getting all of the things right. And you can see I've also used this very narrow ribbon to tie around my glue dots. You know the rule. Tie a little bit of ribbon or a bit of twine or a bit of string, thread, whatever you've got around it. And then as you peel your glue dots back, crease your cardstock. You know your glue dot is going to be on there. You can stick your ribbon to your glue dot, stick it to your project, and you know when these get too long, you just tear them off. You know that if I slide this out of the way, the next glue dot is going to be right there because it's going to be after that fold line. But that little bit of ribbon stops it coming unraveled in the box. You can thank me later. You're welcome. It's the little tips, right? Okay, let's put some gems on it. These are cute. Okay, hang on. Let me pull them out. I'm going to go with some of the dark ones, I think, because I have, yes, we're going to put a couple here. And let's put a little one next to it. Cute as a button. And put another one there. That'll do. Doesn't need a lot because it's already got all of the plants and the ribbon and the tags and the embossing and the pattern. It's like walk away from the gem, Sarah. Ha ha ha. So do you like it? I'll thread that. Put those away in a minute. So again, this is the Creative Haven or the Hobby Haven collection, all of the different hobbies, one collection, 167214. Make sure you head on to my website, go get it, sarahbatkin.stampinup.net, no G in stamping. And I hope it inspires you to make a card of your own. And remember, when you purchase this, you'll get that cutting guide from me too. So I will hopefully see you on Tuesday next week with another fun project. If there's an item you want to see me use, drop a note in the comments below, and if I've got it, I'll create with that. Okay, bye!